I forgot the civil suit came up more than once in our marriage was that the legitimacy if the youngest kid was mine. The day he was born, I lightly joked about it because of his complexion. He had none of my characteristics. I remember exactly when he came out. My exact words were her, he's kind of light. Do we need to have a conversation? Her exact words were, do you want me to take a test? And I said, do you need to take a test? And she said, no, I've been faithful our whole marriage. So I'm like, all right, cool. You got my word till you don't. So then had some little knuffle between my family and stuff and trying to find some peaceful resolution in the mix of that. And in the midst of that, someone responded with, that's why your son don't look like you. So it came up again. And again, we had that conversation and she said the same thing. I've been faithful. Yes, he's yours. Cool. All right. Then we had another situation. The situation where she tried to fight my sister on my mom's birthday at my mom's house. And on the way out, my sister said to her, you need to find out who your kid's real daddy is. So, of course, with that being said again, the conversation came up again. I'm like, she's like, same thing. I've been faithful. Ain't no need to talk about it. Cool. The day I found out she was cheating, one of the things I said to her was, is he mine? And she said, yes, he's yours. So, more than once, I asked if he was mine. Seeing that I found out she's a liar, I don't believe it. So, I had both the kids tested if they were mine. So, of course, we had to go through a paternity court for that. I was supposed to get the results mailed to me. They were never mailed to me. They went to the court because the court said they were supposed to be mailed to me. So, I got the results in court. So, while I'm in court, waiting to go in there to see how things go, they pull me in the room and they're going to give me the results. And they said that I was excluded as father for the youngest one. And I was like, I don't understand that verbiage. I don't understand that terminology. Like, what is, I mean, I'm excluded. She's like, you're not the father of the youngest one, but you're the father of the middle one. And that's how they presented it. They presented like a real down low, like, hey, bad news, but good news. And I was like, that's not good news because it just wasn't. It wasn't good news, So I'm just ready to leave. I did not want to stay there. I wanted to leave. I got the information I needed. I wanted to leave, but they made me wait and wait and wait until the judge was ready to see us. We go into court and she's on like this, like, cause they had like, I want to say like child support or DCF, whoever are on one table. And they told me to go to another table and they kind of had like on the stand next to the judge. And I'm just standing there, and the judge's like, can you take a seat, Mr. Lacey? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I want to leave. He's like, Mr. Lacey, just sit down. This will, just only be real quick. I said, I understand that, and I got the information I needed. I just really want to leave. Can I please leave? And he's like, just be real quick. Just have a seat. I'm like, well, can I just stand? I don't want to sit down because I'm just ready to leave. And even the bailiff was like, have a seat. I'm like, yo, I don't want to sit down. I really want to leave. I did not want to be there anymore. I didn't want to be in the same space as her mainly. Just her being in my presence. It was just like, out of everything that was done, everything was done to me. Like, you lied to me about being violent to you. You lied to me to the courts about me being a shitty dad. You lied to me about being a shitty husband. Out of all those things, you think nothing can get worse. And then this, at what point? It's like, yo, at what point? You could have said something. I was getting the kids tested. You could have said it then. That was like the worst thing that she could have done to me. Like, you could have been honest with me. You could have been upfront with this about me. But you chose to take the lie this far until there was absolutely no denying it. So I just kept telling, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. So he's sitting there saying like, Miss Lacey, we understand that you're emotional. You just need to calm down a little bit because nobody's seen this coming. And I was like, no, somebody knew this. And I looked at her and everybody in the court was like, oh, he yelled at her. And I'm like, I just want to leave. I want to leave. So he asking me questions like legal questions that sounded like a whole bunch of legal jargon. And the only thing I knew to respond with was, I may not be his father, but I'm not going to stop being his dad. I guess in a sense take him out of the custody order because custody was already established. The custody order was already established. I'm not in a good headspace to make any decisions, Your Honor. That's why I just want to leave. I just want to leave. So he said, we get that. We'll do a continuation date. I ain't even here today. I just heard when he said I can go, I left. I left. And all I wanted to do was get to my mama's house. I wanted to get to my mama's house so I can cry on her shoulder. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to cry on my mom's shoulder because I've never been this hurt. I've never been this deceived. And the way my parents raised me, they told me about how the world was. So you expect these kind of things, this kind of deception, this kind of hurt to come from some outside entity, somebody who's made it known they don't like you. Not from somebody that you treated so well. Someone you loved, someone you were in love with. So to have that happen, but that's the kind of pain that, you can't just fix overnight. That's truly something time has to fix. And something time has fixed, but that shit, oh my God. Those moments where you're so mad, you can't be around them. You can't be around them. So after that court date, when paternity was established, I got my divorce complaint reply with what she replied to when I filed for our divorce. And in that reply, which came out after, which was filled out after I got the results, we got the results in January 15th, 2021. She filled out her divorce complaint February 23rd, 2021. And in that complaint, she was still asking for child support for both boys. Even after finding out one of them isn't mine, she was asking for child support for both boys. So, with that being said, I went ahead and filed a civil suit against her for emotional distress and paternity fraud. When we got in that courtroom, she was trying her best to backtalk everything, saying things like, Your Honor, he was very controlling. When I got pregnant, he made me quit my job because he said no woman of mine is going to be working and being on a boat because she was in the Navy. And anything she said, I was writing down so when he came back to me, I could retort everything. And when she said that, I said, Your Honor, first and foremost, I don't know how she's saying that I was saying she could not go on a boat while pregnant with my child when one condition of being in the Navy is that when she becomes pregnant, she's on shore duty. Something she taught me. Also, I don't know if she can say I had any control on what she could or could not do because when she was pregnant with my child, she was still married to her oldest son's father. So she was somebody's wife. I have no say-so in any direction of what she's speaking of. So none of that is true. I didn't even ask any of that of her. It got so bad to the point that because of how I presented everything, she just gave up and said, well, I don't have the money for this. I don't know where he's going to get it from. He's going to have to get it from himself because he ain't going to be able to get it from me. So the end result of that court case was the judge pretty much said that he does believe she's a cheater. He does believe that she's a liar, but he could not rule in my favor because, in his words, emotional stress is when someone does something to you on purpose. They know it's going to cause emotional distress. He said, she is a liar, and that's just how she is. So I don't think she did it on purpose because that's just how she is. That's what he told me. But he kept trying to hint at me like, there's other ways to go about this for you to get what you want. I just can't tell you because I'm not your lawyer. So that's how that went with the paternity suit.